All right,
Yep.
welcome. Happy holidays. It's your girl AJ, the Suburban Princess, back with the Link Up. These familiar faces in this edition I brought back because I love them so much. We had such great chemistry, as I'm not shocked because they're all my Eagles pal family, and they're all pretty cute. So I figured I'd bring them back just for eye candy. And as we sip in, I'm not even going to do introductions because at this point, if you haven't watched the first one, you just don't know. So we just going to jump into the questions right now. But welcome to the Link Up. All right, first question I want to talk to about sports, just because we are sports fans. I think it is a really good question to start it off since we obviously have a love for our Eagles, but I think it's become very popular opinion now about how important the fan base is actually to a sports organization. So I'm gonna start with you, Erock. As a sports fan, do you believe the fan's role actually dictates change within an organization's approach to how the team functions? And I'm applying that more to like how the draft picks go, whether or not they come to Philly because of bad press or good press. The uniform changes. I wanted Kelly Green. I'm so glad they're finally doing this shit next season. Do you feel like, as a fan base, we have that power, or is that just the luck of the draw?
Well, I think as a fan base, we're lucky enough to have an organization that does listen to us as far as, I want to say, marketing decisions, like the bringing back the Kelly Green. They heard it enough. The fans demanded it. And eventually it took them a while, but they went ahead and listened. As far as, football operations themselves, I don't think they listen to the fans whatsoever. Um, Marketing, business side, Uncle Don's side, yes, absolutely. I can tell you firsthand. He's told me stories, where the voices are heard, and but on Howie's side, I know for a while we were screaming for, like, listen, man, don't overthink it. Don't be the smartest guy in the room. Just pick players from major schools. This isn't that difficult. We can rank them. You could, you know what I mean? And I think that's just how we learn it from his mistakes. We like to take credit for it, and we will. I got no problem with that.
Yes,
But
we
I
do.
think it's just how we learn it from his mistakes.
All right, now Pico, how do you feel? Now you being on the West Coast, though, you probably get a different feel of how the fan base is. But do you feel like anything you've heard or seen or just moved as a Philly Eagles fan out there has made a difference?
I just love the fact that we get to contribute to a connection to Philly. I've had the pleasure of being on both coasts to catch a game. I've been at the Link and I've been at the Coliseum, and there is a difference, but it's hard to tell because the entire stadium is filled with green. You're hearing these random chants. I don't know why they say "Let's go Eagles." I mean, I don't know, but I
Who
know
does
it's pretty.
that?
Still educating. I'm still educating,
Okay, yeah.
um, but just to see how that impacts the Eagles, especially where just speaking on the Eagles in general, just seeing how they can go to any stadium and it's just like being at home. That alone is giving them that much added pressure as well as love to perform to the best of their abilities.
Mm. All right, and Darren, you being in DC, tri-state area, even though you have to deal with unfortunately the Commanders fans now, as opposed to who used to be the Redskins. How do you feel like you influence even in DC, whether or not the Eagles fans have any kind of a voice out there, even in DC, Maryland area?
I think for the fact that we can actually we have different avenues of listening to WIP and 97.5 the fan down here and stuff like that. We're able to call in,
Mm.
and I'm pretty sure there are players. I'm pretty sure like Uncle Don. I'm pretty sure Howie. They might listen to the radio here and there. Needless to say, but like he said, the Kelly Green uniform, the all black uniforms from business and marketing. Yeah, I honestly think to a certain degree how we actually listened to us this past off season because everything that we asked for, linebackers, receivers, stuff like that, it happened. It happened. We couldn't stop the run. It happened. Down here, though, these Commanders fans, they're dumb as a brick. Just when I say dumb as a brick, like they sniff glue and Lysol and some more shit. You listen to the radio down here, I understand why Dan Snyder don't want to listen to him or Ron Rivera. So,
Um,
needless to say, when it comes to being an Eagles fan, I think that they do listen. I also think, and just to go a little extra mile on your question, players coming here, when they players coming here, either they don't come here for the fans because they don't want to deal with the press, or they don't want to deal with the fans, the booing and stuff like that. They're just a little sensitive, or they know they can bust their ass for us, a la AJ Brown, and the fans will love them. So I think it goes hand in hand.
yeah, I definitely feel it on the players front. There was a rumor that I think that in the MLB that I think it was Zach Greinke didn't want to come here because he doesn't like Philly fans or something like that. And then obviously we know with Ben Simmons what happened to him. At this point now, I just feel like that's all in your head. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we shouldn't have that much influence on how you play. You either play good or not. That's all we respect is effort. So right on with that. But I am happy tomorrow will be all black with the black helmets and stuff, and I'm excited. And I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
saw the newest promo, the newest cartoon that was done for this game, but it
Mm-mm.
should have been for Halloween because that shit looked a little creepy
Yeah,
for the promotion.
it was a little spooky.
It was a little spooky. I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all should have saved that for the Halloween game. And I agree with Kelsey. They need to do like a Ghoul Bowl or something next year for Halloween. They can do something like that. All right. So moving on. We are in the podcasting world now. As Erock knows, he pretty much I pretty much met him, obviously, as most people know him through starting YouTube and stuff like that. And then the podcast world kind of just exploded almost to like a nauseating degree. Um, if you guys have watched any of the clips that I have seen on TikTok on some of these relationship podcasts that are really giving men a bad name, in my opinion, because some of them are clearly showing they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Girls too. I do want to get your opinion on what do you think needs to be the limit as far as what you talk about on a podcast specifically? Because I'm starting to get to the feeling that this whole industry, the whole point of it was to inform and entertain, but not air dirty laundry. So I'm gonna start with you, Darryl. What do you think about, even if you don't listen to many podcasts, or maybe you
Mhm.
do you feel like now we're getting into that kind of like TMI part of the, because a podcast to me shouldn't even be that deep. Like you shouldn't be airing shit out. What's your opinion about it?
The stuff that I've seen pretty much is just people that are angry or pissed off at their past relationships, because this guy didn't do them right, or this girl didn't do him right, or that somebody was just too sensitive, or whatever the case may be. Um, to be honest with you, like the fellas and I are all in relationships. We have our women and stuff like that, and they can both attest to me saying that what works in your relationship works in your relationship. Everything that works for you don't work for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And vice versa. So, I mean, you can listen to it. I mean, like I said, listen. If you want to comprehend it, that's on you. But I just feel like people just going out there just talking too much business and just telling them too much shit. It's just for likes and ratings and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Erock, you starting in this kind of video format originally was just for your sports passion. It wasn't anything obviously about you airing your business. But give me your opinion on how things have kind of changed to the point where it's like, why do you have a mic in front of your mouth right now? What is your view on it now as far as podcasting?
Well, it's noticeable. Like when we started Fourth and John in 2016, there was only one other Eagle centric podcast, and that was Go Burt. I know Bleeding Green Nation at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was Philly Influencer, and then there was Crossing Broad.
Right.
And since that time, there's a lot. You look at the timeline. There's a lot of different podcasts. It's noticeable, but it doesn't bother me. Like it doesn't like that. There's so many different voices out there, right? And there's so many different flavors. Now, I can't speak to the relationship podcast. I listen to Go Birds and Fourth and John, and
Stays in his lane.
yeah, and I watch the Always Sunny podcast. Like that,
Okay.
that's what I like to consume. They
Right.
they make media that I enjoy consuming. So for I guess all the relationship people, if there's an ear to listen, there's a mouth to talk, you know. And so, if people are listening to it, I don't give a shit. I'm not, so I don't give a shit.
I hear you. All right, Piccolo. So give me your 2 cents on it in general, like, because obviously folks like myself did podcasting because not only just watching the Fourth and John guys, just
Oh
also
shit!
wanting to shed my thoughts as a female on sports. And now I'm seeing so many of those podcasts out. So what is your opinion overall about the ones that are going that kind of weird, toxic direction? Like Carisha from City Girls has a podcast now. It's just everybody named Mama got a podcast. What are your
I'm over,
thoughts?
I'm over it. Don't need a mic in their hand. Just because you have something to say, don't mean you should shade. I The older I get, I realize how much patience I have. I'll give you an example. The Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez court case that it just wrapped up today.
Yes, thank God.
Like, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't.
I know.
This shit's stupid. It has nothing to do with me. It doesn't concern me. It doesn't change my life. It doesn't impact me in whatsoever way. And I'm gonna agree with DC Darryl. Like, what works for you works for you. Whether that's going half and half, the man pays for everything, the woman does this, takes care of the kids, do whatever works for y'all, for your household, because only you two live in that household. That's it. You know what I mean? So if you're easily influenced by whatever people say around you, then that lets me know what kind of person you are and what character that you're based off of. So I don't care.
That's basically how I've been feeling. I just think it's annoying because I do pay attention to the podcast world so much, but it has gotten to a point where it's taken a turn where it clearly, like you said, I'm getting older. I'm realizing there's certain things that I'm just like, why would you tell people that? Even if you don't think people are listening, people get bored. I mean, after 2020, everybody was online, for a while because they couldn't do anything. And that's where most of these newer podcasts have birthed themselves from. Some of them have tanked already. Some of them are still going for whatever reason. There's always an audience. But yeah, I just feel like that what I use my platform for is strictly for the entertainment, keeping in touch with my friends, having common interests. I'm not trying to go out there and talk about who I fucked yesterday. Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
I'll give you one example as well. And I was told this after my last relationship didn't work. I was told, and this is in terms of social media, it was basically treat social media like a commercial, not a diary. After I heard that, I was like, yeah, I'm only gonna promote music on my shit. Like, that's it. People that know me, they already know me. You know what I'm saying? So, exactly.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what I had you
I realized. Yeah, I realized that a long time ago. Like, I can call E and be like, "Yo, I know when his birthday is." But if you remember when Facebook first came out, the only way people knew your birthday was on Facebook.
Right. You're
plain and simple. So when it comes down to that, like that test to what Piccolo said, like a lot of people share too much podcasts, social media. They live their life through it. So, and y'all know me, I just be on social media talking shit. But y'all know, but y'all know the real me. I just talk shit. That's it. That's it. It's like WWE. I'm just talking shit. Like when I go home, pack my gear up, I'm me.
And that's where
some people take it too serious. Yeah, some people take all that shit too serious. So,
and that's probably why I wanted to bring that up, because I feel like now we're in an area where I'm noticing like it truly is showing me how old I'm getting too, because I'm thinking to myself, it's one thing when you used to talk shit and it would just kind of dissipate. Now it just hangs out there and then people feed on it. And then you're like, wait a minute, this is so like last week. Why are we still talking about this? But people are retweeting and bringing it up. Like TikTok, I don't know how many things I'm seeing that are just recycling. And I'm just like, okay, how many times are we going to beat this dead horse? Anyway. All right. So moving on. So resolutions usually is a thing. We're nearing New Year's Eve. I'm sure we all have gotten old enough to know that doesn't mean shit, resolutions. So what I want to know is, I'm going to start with you, E. What is one thing that you want to continue doing in 2023, whether it be positive or, you want to keep the Lombardi time thing going through in 2023? Because there's no point in asking you what you're not going to do, because you may do it. So
I would say there's a good to fair chance that in 2023 I'll be behind a microphone again.
We want to delve deeper into this, or we want to just hang?
I'm working. I got a thing. I'm working on a thing.
All right.
You always got a damn thing.
Yeah.
She said, I was like, all right. Speaking of working on the thing, since Darryl been working most of the year too, because he's got another life going on. What is one thing? Sorry, I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What's one thing in 2023 that you are definitely doing?
So as you said, people make resolutions, but they don't stick to it. So I've had the same quote unquote resolution since 2021, or actually 2020, just to be great. You know what I mean? Just live by, just do everything great. Be a dad, be a husband, be a friend, be a family member, a son, everything. Just be great at it. And put all my energy into don't half-ass shit. Plain and simple.
Nice.
It's mamba mentality. Just do everything great that you're supposed to do.
Nice.
So,
I like
and I stick to it, because at the end of the day, when I go upstairs and we get off here, my sons see what I am, and 20 years later, they're gonna realize what their dad was back then and carry it on.
Gotcha. Oh, I love it. I love the honesty. Okay, Picclo, tell me, besides, obviously, you won't be putting out them fat beats. That is so dated. I'm so sorry. What else are you going to do in 2023?
No, pretty much I do want to put out way more music. I'm not gonna say in a depressive state, but I haven't been inspired pretty often. I dropped the EP back in October. It was cool. Like it did enough to get people like, okay, he's still out here.
Mm-hmm.
But, I plan to put out way more music and just be present more, man. I don't know how much time I got. You know what I mean? And the fact that I don't know that is enough motivation to keep it pushing. So that's it. Be present, more music.
Be present is very good.
Try to save some money so I can buy my own house for once.
How about it? How about it? I mean, I think that's something that everybody says every year. You want to be better, healthy financially, but that's why I said I didn't want to stick to that resolution, because I've been yo-yoing since like 30. So I was going to tell me I'm going to end soon. All right. If we get cut off, y'all, that's it. All right. What was my last? The charity thing. So the last question I just want to ask real quick. Charity is supposed to be a beautiful act of kindness. How have you learned the difference between giving to a good cause and learning boundaries? You can go ahead with this, Erock.
I'm not sure I completely understand the question.
Okay, basically just saying, like, how do you feel like when you give from the heart versus feeling like pressured to do it? Or have you ever felt yourself in that position? Because I know with GoFundMe's out here now and everybody's hitting hard times, people's houses burning down around this time of year. Do you give honestly because you want to give, or have you ever been in a position where like, well, such and such, and then you said, no, I'm not going to do this anymore? How do you view charity?
No, if I'm asked to, or I feel like I should give, I give. You know.
Gotcha.
I never really feel pressure. I don't feel pressured to ever give.
Okay. That's fine. Like I said, we got like 9 minutes, so I'm sorry to run this through because I'm ghetto and I don't feel like paying for anyone. All right, Darryl, tell me how you feel about charity. Have you ever been in a position where you felt pressured, or do you normally just give when you feel the need to give?
I just give. Like, a lot of people look at the stereotypes, like, if I give to him, he gonna take it and go buy drugs or go buy liquor or whatever the case may be. I just give. I don't care what you do with it. I don't care what that person does with the money at all. I just give, and if I have it, I give. I purposely keep in my middle console ones, just if I see somebody out on the street. Whatever they do, it is their business, but I did my part.
And Picclo, how you feel about charity in general?
Pretty much the same. You know, we at my church we do a lot of missionary giving, so a lot of that. We do a lot of acts in the community as far as like food drives and toy drives. We just did a toy drive like a couple days ago. So any way I could be beneficial to my community, of course. There are, I don't do disrespect with my giving though. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to give me something. I don't need to do shit. You know,
that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Yeah, because some people will try to guilt you into giving, and I'm like, I've allowed myself to be pressured, but I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, but for the most part, like this past Thanksgiving, me and my friends, like we randomly like just went through all of our clothes and like, okay, I don't wear that. None of this I don't wear no more. Okay, And we took these clothes down, bro, and we just handed them out. You know what I mean? Of course, after we washed it. But
no, I hear you. No, I do that a lot. Yeah, I do.
So we didn't have a use for them no more. So, sometimes it doesn't always have to be money. It could be food. It could be, clothes. It could be shoes. It's just time. Yeah, absolutely. Time. You know what I mean? So, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I thank you guys for giving me your time. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful Christmas. What did I say? Christmas Kwanzaa? Whatever you celebrate.
That's Chris, say it again.
Christmas Kwanzaa.
Chris
Everybody has represented, all the religions.
I like that.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and Juanita.
I'm not fucking with you.
I'm not messing with you, man.
All right, go Birds. Watch the game. I'm going to talk to y'all when I talk to y'all. Love y'all all. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us on.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, baby.